we are done with self-control. Let's move to the next slide, which is related to interpersonal skills and mingling. Again, you have a huge pool of people that you can interact with at a university from different walks of life, so you get that opportunity to make and sustain friendship. That is the opportunity there. So making and sustaining friendship is part of a skill, interpersonal skill, that you may need to develop if you don't have. To have a friend and maintain a friend, people are not the same, irrespective of whether they belong to the same groups or same race or whatsoever. People, sometimes they may be very, very difficult, so you need to master that. You need to be able to manage your friends and their relationships, other relationships that you may have there. Some people, they engage in romantic relationships there. So you may find someone who's very manipulative and controlling. You will have to deal with it there on your own without assistance of your parents or anybody. So you need to set boundaries. Some people, to them, is a merry time every day and night. So you will need to set boundaries, what is good and what is not good for you. So you will only get that opportunity mainly if you are a full-time student. So know your weaknesses and strengths. Again, you participate in various groups. There are people also whom, even outside the lecture halls, you still interact with. They can assist you to understand yourself much better in terms of your strength and weakness. But sometimes being part of most of the committees in the universities can also even show to yourself where and what you are good at. Then you are able to work on your weaknesses and capitalize on your strengths. So stand up for yourself in an acceptable manner. Remember, a campus is a very much controlled environment. I know that even if you have a misunderstanding or a conflict with someone, irrespective of how well built that person is, but you can still stand up against that person. What some of us used to do, even if you know that you are scared of that person, but by the fact that you are on campus, you may pretend as if you are not scared, because you know that person is not going to hit you, otherwise it's going to be expelled. Being aware that if I can really meet this person off campus, then it could be a completely different issue altogether. So you capitalize on the things like that. You learn to stand for yourself, and there are so many other opportunistic people there that may like to take advantage of you. No parents, no friends, no one who will feel sorry for you, because you only know people there. There might be good people there and there, but after all, you are in charge. You are responsible for your own life, right? You can learn new interpersonal skills. People from different, there are people who really carry themselves in the way that you may admire. So you can learn from those people. You can get some more information about them. Maybe tomorrow you may be like them, and that is happening quite often. People, when they go back home, they are completely different because they've learned certain things there at the university from the fellow student, not from the lecturer or anyone else. Okay, meet the people from different walks of life, including international students. Okay, I've already alluded to that, but the most important thing, some people are married today. They found their life partners there at the university. Some, they have connections that is to the benefits to them long after they've completed their degrees. So that is the best opportunities for that. So if you're a full-time student, you can also capitalize on that. In so many ways, you can benefit from other people's there, and you can also make other people benefit from you as well. So build a lifetime relationship. You can also do that as well. I think that is also one of the main purposes for being on campus, that you should be able to tolerate, give and take, and enjoy all other amenities right there, with the understanding that is not only yours and nobody's gonna control you. You can be happy day and night, do whatsoever. Everything is entirely up to you. Okay, let's move up next. Peer learning. Yes, of course. You meet students from different walks of life. Some students there, you may find that they are so amusing, and you can really admire the way they carry themselves, the way they are so knowledgeable. You'll have ample of time with them 24 hours a day, sometimes even before the formal start of academic sessions. You can meet them, you can learn a lot of them. You can even find mentors, as I've mentioned here. You can draw from their formal education experiences. So some students are there, they are doing the second degree, third, or whatsoever. So they have a lot of knowledge. If you are in groups with them, some of those skills, they are inevitable, have to use them there in those groups in terms of communication, presentation, the information that, or the skills that they learn from other academic qualifications. There are also second year students that you may be very closer to them, who have been in the same class with you. They can assist you when you struggle somewhere. As I've mentioned, people who are doing second degrees, who are doing masters, doctoral degrees, there are so many resources there if you are a full-time student. So you need to think about that as well. Being educated and assisted by fellow students, you don't have to rely on lecturers every time. If you are scared to approach a lecturer, you can approach your fellow students or your campus mate or your block mate, whom you know that he or she has gone through that, has a knowledge, will assist you. Let's move next. So compulsory activities in universities, students are expected to participate in various activities, so you need to subscribe or be a member. That alone is a benefit, because remember now, being part of those activities, you learn to tolerate, you learn to interact, you learn the system processes and the rules and all those things. So that is also very beneficial. As you may find committees, there are so many committees there. Unlike what I've noticed, when you're a part-time student, you'll only hear about the election of the SRC, Student Representative Council. But when you are full-time, what I've noticed, you may find that there are so many sports committees, and there's an overall body for all sporting codes, and then there are sub committees also, like for soccer, hockey, swimming, and so forth. So the scope is too wider to be member of any of these committees. Also, to be a leader in one of those committees, you may be a chairperson. So I find it also that is very good and very interesting when it comes to being a full-time student, that you are not only focusing on the cause that you are there for, but you must also be part of the whole community and able to hone other skills that you may have, soft skills that may come handy in future. There are also house or block committees. Yeah, that one is also very much important, because if there are conflicts there, let's say you are staying in the certain block of flats, there is a committee there that is established. There's conflict, you also learn those skills of solving the conflicts. SRC, we've mentioned that one. Sometimes you find they're working in special committees. I know, for example, if you do your degree requires that you must do practicals, go out and so forth, the lecturers will also choose people among the students who will facilitate that. You may find that you are now a transport coordinator, you are event coordinator for your own class or your own department, you're a class rep. All those are leadership skills. They may look small or looking not that valuable in that time when you are there, but really they can go a long way in shaping you to be a different person when you live there. There are task teams of event coordinators. There are so many other things that you can benefit from when you are there on campus. So just think about it. Just think about it. I'm not here to influence you or to say anything, but note that some of the skills or the fact that you've participated here can come handy when you are in a workplace or you are looking for a job. Even when you go for an interview, they ask you, have you ever held any or leadership skills, or are you a team player? Where have you ever been to the team? What kind of team have you participated to? So all that will come handy there. So just think about it. Let's move to the next slide. Leadership and managerial skills. As I've mentioned, being a member of a committee, you stand a good chance to be elected as a leader or a representative. While I'm talking about that, there is one thing that I've noticed in those committees. Even myself, up until the university, I had never been to any other committees. But what I've noticed when I got there was that, when decisions are supposed to be taken, I've seen that most people are more likely to align themselves with the interest of the chairperson. In other words, if the chairperson suggests something, people will vote and go with whatever the chairperson seems to be a right thing. I don't know whether that was my observation, but I don't remember even one committee where I've been where people stood up against the chairperson, and unless where they really didn't want the chairperson. But in most cases, just go there and observe it yourself. So being a member of the particular activities exposes you to the governance, leaderships, and managerial skills. Yes, indeed. And most of the time when you join some of the committees like the LC, Student Representative Council, you may be taken for some kind of induction in leadership. Almost in our case, we were taken to some kinds of training. What it means now to be a leader, you need to think differently. You cannot think like anyone. In other words, there are things that you need to know. For example, the laws, the rules, something that irrespective of how vocal, how much I can fight, but there is no way I can achieve this because the law doesn't allow it. So there you learn things like that. So training and briefing, exactly what I've said. Practical experience of leadership, you test yourself. You cannot go around and say, hey, I have leadership skill. Where have you tested your leadership skill? There you get such opportunity. You can also request the testimony or the certificate when you leave to show that you have been part or the chairperson or any valuable contribution that you have done at the university. That also can come handy. Mainly, when you are in a workplace, there are things that you start to realize, oh, there was a law like the company law, which governs most of these things that related to committees, how to select a committee, the proxy, and all those things you're going to learn there at the university. So if it's possible, just grab that opportunity with both hands. So for me, I'm just giving you information if you have never been there, so you are thinking whether it's the right thing to do or not. But personally, I really, really believe that if a parent can afford, not also in a matter of affording, because most of the people there also, they are there through NSFAS and stuff like that. But if you can do well at school, you go there, please rather first look into the full-time. Volunteerism and part-time, as I've said, there are so many things that are happening on campus. You can get the opportunity to do the voluntary work or to do the part-time work. There are activities that as Student Representative Council election. So going towards that, there's a lot of logistical arrangements and activities that need to take place. You may participate even in those other committees as well, like a sports committee. There's such a big structure. You may also get the opportunity there to volunteer and do certain things. There are university events like the refresher welcome event where new students are coming in, being inducted. The end-year function, the faculty events. As I said, you belong to this department. This department is doing something. You can also volunteer there. That skill is going to assist you. In the computer laboratory, in the library, assistance. Sometimes they do ask students, even if they didn't ask, you can ask to assist there. Or even if you see somebody struggling and you can master those computers there in the library, you assist. Actually, being a volunteer is something that is very good. It's some kind of altruism. You wish to assist another person. It's not based on what I'm gaining and what I'm not gaining. So this video now is getting big. Let me stop it here.